demonstrators are collecting money in Paris to help support strikers opposed to the government's retirement reform plan. It would raise the minimum retirement age by 2 years to 62. The French Senate has already passed it. President Sarkozy is expected to sign it into law the first week of November. France's Communist Party, a minor party in parliament, opposes the bill, as do the nation's labor unions. Patrice Bessac speaks for the PCF.
The law is passed, but not the movement.
The reform is widely unpopular. Polls show 70% of French oppose it, and many are unhappy with President Nicolas Sarkozy.
Mr. Sarkozy, hear you people, hear the French people. They don't want your law, you have to take back.
But I think this retirement thing is just one side of the big problem, and that we're struggling for another type of society.
More than 1 million people took to the streets last week to protest the bill. Another day of action is planned for Thursday. The concern among people here is that the reforms threaten the French way of life, marked by long vacations and a social system that coddles them, analysts say, from cradle to grave. Philippe Bourgalet is Associate Director for the French Research Institute, Association Dialogue.
Par nature, le français, il est extrêmement attaché.
The French want reassurance. They have always lived with their social system.
Alors des assurances, il en a.
That includes insurance, social security, health, and retirement benefits.
Il a toujours vécu avec son système social de protection, sécurité sociale, prévoyance, système de retraite.
But France is mired in deficits. The state pension system alone has a deficit of about $14 billion. The government says the reforms are needed. Despite opposition by students and workers, President Sarkozy has insisted he will push them through. Francois Miquet Marty of the polling company Via Voice says it's risky for Mr. Sarkozy.
It is decisive today for Nicolas Sarkozy to make clear that he can act and get results, and retirement is about this, that he can say France is not well, I am Nicolas Sarkozy, I acted and want this reform to pass at any price.
But even as the bill moves towards final passage, workers at French refineries remain on strike, and demonstrators are blockading oil depots and ports to prolong a fuel shortage that has become a key part of their protest. Student demonstrations are also a serious concern for the government. Students shut down universities and high schools last week, although planned protests this week had low turnouts, possibly because of school vacations.
The young are in political disagreement with Sarkozy. They are worried because the economic and social context makes them more vulnerable, and it's difficult to find work in the years to come, and they feel they have not been sufficiently heard.
The unions and their supporters promise a large turnout on Thursday. But with students on vacation, it's unclear if people will come out in large numbers.
Analysts here say it's the same old story, that both sides are at an impasse because they don't know how to negotiate with each other. Factor in the student action, and this dispute may well be solved in the streets. Jennifer Glasse for VOA News, Paris.